Thanks, Jim. Thanks, Kath. Let's hope I can dunk my bracket pool competition better than I can dunk a basketball. That's right. Today on Dogger's Discussion, we're doing a bracket breakdown to try to give you an edge in your office pool so you can dunk your competition. There are over 9 quintillion possible combinations for the March Madness tournament, but you only need one to earn bragging rights over your family, friends, or office. You might hear advice anywhere from picking 12-5 upsets to picking the cuter mascots. I did some research to give you the most proven tips and tricks to make sure your bracket is a slam dunk. As I began reviewing teams and matchups, I found a pattern with this year's bracket. It seemed as though the better team had a number next to their name that was smaller than their adversary's number. This seemed too crazy to be a coincidence, so I decided to look further into it. Those numbers apparently are called seeds, and they are a ranking system for each team. They are chosen by a selection committee of people who actually work in college athletics and watch a lot of college basketball. So I figured out the trick is to pick the winner of each team based on what team this panel of college basketball experts said was the better team. So as you fill out your bracket, make sure you always pick the team with the lower number next to their name. 2 verse 15, pick number 2. 3 verse 6, go with 3, the team that is better ranked. 8 verse 9, this is a close one, but 8 is a smaller number. Now there are some tricky parts to this strategy. The first thing you will notice is there are 2 16 verse 16 games and 2 11 verse 11 games. It is impossible to pick these games because they're the same numbers playing each other. I lost a lot of sleep over picking these games. It was stressful. Plus, these 4 games are the first 4 games played. But then I was told you don't even have to pick these games. So, problem solved. The next issue you may run into is the further you get into the tournament, all of the numbers become very small. I had a tough time picking between Gonzaga and Michigan in the West region. I almost picked Michigan because they're so highly ranked. But then I remembered that 1 is smaller than 2, even though 2 is a very small number. So I picked Gonzaga. It was the next round that really made things difficult. The Final Four ended up with 4 number 1 teams. At first I thought, perfect. The last time teams played with the same seeds, I didn't have to pick them. It looks like my bracket is done. But then I was told I do have to pick these games, even though they're all ranked the same. Well, I just did not know what to do. My strategy had worked perfectly, but now it was falling apart. So I dove in and did more research. It turns out that panel of experts not only ranked all the teams 1 to 16, but they ranked the teams 1 to 68, each individual team getting their own individual rank. So based on this, I picked Duke to beat Gonzaga and Virginia to beat North Carolina. Then I chose Duke to win the championship because the group of people that know a lot more about college basketball than I do told me they were the better team. So once you fill out your bracket following my tips and tricks, your bracket is sure to be a slam dunk. But don't tell your boss about these tips and tricks so you can make sure to dunk your competition. All right, back to you, Kath and Jim. But don't go stealing my bracket for our office pool.